Hey, this is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to talk about Alycia Baumgardner versus Mikaela Mayer. Top Rank just announced it. This fight's going to happen. And you know what? They're going to unify. They're going to get it on in the ring. I am so excited for this fight. You're talking about a contrast of styles. You have Alycia Baumgardner, who's very aggressive, throws a lot of punches, always moving forward. And she's ready. She's just ready to bang it out at any given time. She forces the fight. She likes to get her opponents on that ring, and she lets them go. She has a great arsenal of punches as well. So that's Alycia Baumgardner. Really quick, if you like what you're hearing, please support the channel by liking the video, also subscribing to the video, the channel, and dropping some comments down below. It doesn't hurt. So support the channel, and hopefully we can get more subscribers, and then more things can be done and added to the channel. Now back to this video. So now we have Mikaela Mayer. We're talking about somebody who's an Olympian. We're talking about somebody who's fast. You're talking about somebody who has great footwork. You're talking about somebody who truly understands the ring. You're talking about somebody who has great ring generalship. She understands every facet of the ring. She gets it. She has great peripheral. She gets it. She also has a great jab. Sometimes she gets flack because maybe it will look or appear as if she's point fighting, just to get the decision. Not everybody is a stone cold killer in the ring. Not everybody thinks predatory in the ring. Not everybody is like that. If she smells it, she'll go for it. But she's not walking into the ring like, oh, I'm gonna knock this chick out tonight. I don't think she comes in like that. I just think she's like, when she's coming into the ring, I'm going to outclass this chick tonight. And I'm going to make this chick look very novice in the ring tonight. But I don't think she walks in saying, I'm gonna sleep this chick. I don't think she comes in doing that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Everybody has their own gifts and their own abilities in the ring. And listen, if aggression isn't your thing, then it isn't your thing. Simple as that. I mean, you can be a defensive fighter and still be a well-respected, still be a world-renowned fighter, still be a top-class fighter. Look at Floyd Mayweather. He's a defensive genius. Nothing wrong with that. You look at Shakur Stevenson. That kid is a defensive genius. And you can't deny what he's doing in the ring. You just can't. You can't deny easily he's beating guys. You can't. You can't deny that he walks out of the ring without a scratch. You look at Mikaela Mayer, she walks out the ring without a scratch. She literally, when she leaves the ring after a fight, she always looks like she's ready for another fight because she hasn't got a hit. She just makes girls look very novice in the ring. You can't, listen, if you can get through doing that, all those rounds, get through doing that. If you smell blood, go after it. If not, you still won all the rounds. If you're going to blow it, listen, I don't think anybody's going to be mad at you if you blow everybody out every time you fight. It's not like, 5-5 or 6-5. No, listen, if you blow them out, if it's 8 rounds to 2, nobody's going to be mad. Now, when you put these two together, you have a spontaneous combustion because you don't really know what's going to happen. Typically, when you have two fighters who fight so differently, what you get is you might get one fighter, typically the more aggressive fighter, who gets frustrated after a while. And it's like, come on, let's just fight. What are you running for? And they get frustrated because they can't catch the other fighter. So they try to talk the way into a shootout. Come on, let's fight. Let's fight. I've seen fighters pump their chest and scream and, you look at Roberto Duran when he fought Sugar Ray Leonard for the second time. He's like, because he couldn't catch him, and he's frustrated. You can say his stomach all he wanted, but he was frustrated. He couldn't catch the guy. That's what it was. He couldn't catch him. And most guys, they get frustrated. You look at Billy Joe Saunders when he fought David Lemieux. David Lemieux was frustrated. He just could not catch the guy. Now, that's what typically happens when you have somebody who's aggressive like Alycia Baumgardner. She will, that couldn't be the outcome. Just overall frustration, I just can't catch. If I could catch him, or if I could just get her in a stationary position, I could do this and I could do that, or I could just let my hands go. Can't let your hands go when the person's not there. Now, on the flip hand side, what happens when you have somebody who's that elusive, who uses the ring that much, uses every inch of the ring in a fight throughout all the rounds, and then they fight somebody who's a real banger and brawler, well, what happens is at some point they might run out of gas. What happens is at some point they might be cornered and they might have to shoot it out. But that's not their thing. What do you do when you have to shoot it out and it's not your thing? A lot of times people get clipped. That's what happened. They get clipped. They're not in their element. Their element is free ocean. Like they don't want to be close to the shoreline. They like being in the deep. They like being out in open sea, where I could just freely move my hands around. They don't like that. It's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable, but that's what happens when you get somebody who isn't used to shootouts. They aren't used to close quarters. That's not their bread and butter. But if you get somebody who knows how to cut off the ring, well, it could be possibly a short night. It can possibly be a short night for you. So like I said, there's a lot on the line. They both have belts, so that too. But more importantly, I think what this fight would do is solidify one of the girls and also take them to that next level. And when I mean that next level, I mean like stardom. You have that Katie Taylor level. You have that Savannah Marshall level where they're kind of like superstars. You look at Clarissa Shields. Everybody respects her and she's always around. And, that would take whoever wins to that level. You look at Alycia, and it was like a year ago, it's just like she sprung out of nowhere. I mean, she's always been on the scene, obviously. But her popularity has sprouted so much so in like a year, in her popularity. So it's just like, okay. Now, what a win over Mikaela Mayer would do for her puts her up there. It puts her up there. And am I saying it's going to make her a household name? No, I'm not necessarily saying that. But now she's really in that discussion. Now she's really in those talks. Now when they're talking about who's the baddest chick on the planet, you got to throw her in there. Like, you got to, because Mikaela Mayer is no walk in the park, and vice versa. Mikaela Mayer, do I think that they can make difficult fights for someone like a Katie Taylor or whatever along, down the road? Yeah, I do. Mikaela Mayer can make it difficult for anybody because she has legs. She knows how to use her legs. She knows how to use the entire ring. And she can jab, and she's extremely accurate. Yes, I think she can make it difficult. Yes, I think Alycia can make an amazing fight with any girl she fights because she is so aggressive, because she is coming forward, because she does want that contact. She does want the fight. She wants it up close and personal. Yeah, I think she'd make any fight, a barn burner. Why not? Why not? So this one's hard to pick. I will be doing a fight breakdown because this one is hard to pick, and it's kind of really, it's more or less about styles. That's really what it's about. It's about styles in this one, and it's hard when both girls are at the top of their game right now. That's another thing. It's not like, one's on a downslide or one's on a downslope and the other one's rising up. No, they're both at the top of their games right now. So that's another thing. It's hard to say when both when both fighters are doing their thing and they're equal in terms of doing their thing, but they're also contrasted styles. It's really kind of hard to say. It's really kind of hard to say, especially at this stage, since it's just, been announced a few days ago. It's really kind of hard to say. That's where a little detective work comes in. And it's just like, how long have you been asking for this fight? How come you never wanted this fight? Is it because you thought this person was better than you? Is it something your coach said? Maybe your coach said something like, well, not right now. Listen, I've learned over the years, when a coach says not right now, that is a sign that there's a belief, an overall belief, that you could lose to that fighter when your coach doesn't feel. Because every fighter is going to be like, I'll fight anybody. Because, you're a fighter, so I'll fight anybody. But when your coach is like, pump your brakes there. Pump your brakes, little one. Like, pump your brakes on this one. That's a sign. That's a sign. So it's going to be tough, but overall, I will be doing some fight breakdowns, so be on the lookout for those videos coming this week. And as always, please like, please share, please subscribe to my channel.